Time being 6 o'clock, I'm going to call the Board of Health meeting to order. All members are present. Would everyone please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thanks, Chris. Your agenda.
First item on our agenda this evening are announcements from the Health Department. I will turn it over to our Health Agent, Chris Schultz.
Keep it short. We have vaccines available, both flu and COVID boosters. You can go on the website, make an appointment. If you have trouble with the website or the computer, just give us a call at the office and we'll book an appointment for you. That's it.
Short and sweet. Any questions? None? All right, we will move on.
Oh, I do have a question,
Oh,
and this
go
is
ahead.
just me being so curious. Did you get a lot of flu shots at the Oktoberfest this weekend? Did anyone come?
We had an emergency come up and we weren't able to provide them, so,
Oh,
but only a few people asked, so,
oh my goodness.
so no.
Rats.
All right. We'll move on to our discussion action items for the evening. First is a discussion and possible vote to change the penalty section in the trash regulations. Everybody should have 2 copies of the regulation. One is the old copy, it does not have highlights on it. The other one is a new copy that does have highlights on it and says draft. While there are multiple highlights on this was, the multiple highlights was not what was requested. And what was requested was just section K. So if you want to look for comparison, section K on the old and new regulations is what we're going to look at to vote on this evening. Chris, do you want to talk a little more about this?
So I'm sure anybody with any access to social media knows that we've been doing an education campaign, trying to get our trash more into compliance with the regulations that have been in existence for almost 30 years. One of the problems that we've been running into, so if people continue to violate the trash regulations, the second penalty was to not pick up trash, which unfortunately just exacerbates the situation. If somebody's overloaded their trash and we're citing them and then we don't pick it up, that doesn't solve the problem. So we were trying to look for a more effective way. And again, even though there are monetary penalties, we're not looking to fine people if possible. We want education and compliance. So the thought was to, at the very least, take out that second penalty, which is currently not pick up the trash, and change it. What we've been doing is we're ticketing. We have a green ticket that goes on the barrel. So the thought process from what we've been doing is to start with that. And if there's a second offense, send a letter with educational material and a copy of the regulations included. And then I think third step was added here to attempt to speak to the resident and or landlord to try to get some education done and then go to fining for noncompliance.
3 warnings. I think that's really fair. I mean, my thoughts talking to my household and friends in the community were that, if the garbage hadn't been picked up, what's going to happen with it? Like, people in the past I know have dumped it, and would be terrible and not a very happy solution. So this seems reasonable.
So after the first warning, so they get a sticker in the barrel.
Yeah.
Second time, we're not going to sticker the barrel, or we're going to sticker them again and send them a
It
letter.
would probably be a sticker again, and then
Sticker again.
we would send a letter
Right,
out.
and then third situation, same deal, sticker it again, and then do the third option.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I feel like without that visual thing, why am I getting this letter?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so-
yeah, of course, the sticker would be same day, whereas the letter is gonna take a day or 2 to get through the mail anyway.
Right. Okay. Anybody have any questions before maybe if there's any action we want to take on this as well?
No, I agree. The non-collection is just gonna add to the problem, some more education tools, the better, I believe.
Because I think there's a good chunk of the community that will be receptive and hopefully they'll get on board and want to work towards decreasing trash production.
Yeah, and despite the sort of pushback that we've gotten on social media, Eddie, who's out actually doing this, he said there hasn't been many second offenders. Like, people seem to be getting the idea.
Oh, that's awesome.
And at the end of the day, again, it's partly so that we're in compliance with regulations. And honestly, I know I've beaten a dead horse. If we don't reduce our volume of trash, the cost is going to go up at some
No one's
point.
gonna be
And
happy
we don't have
then.
control over that.
in my experience, when this happens, it's generally a reason, like the person's going through chemo and somebody from another town is maybe taking their rubbish out or doing, I've just seen that happen a lot too. So I'm just hoping that by that, and person-to-person reach out, that can qualify those occasions, because I've seen that happen before too, and it's like you're given a $50 fine, and the person comes in and they're 93 and they're on a walker, and obvious they can't take their trash out themselves, and it's obvious that they're asking somebody to do it, and they're from out of town and unfamiliar. So I just would like there to be that opportunity. And I'm hoping that that personal reach out, whether it be through letter or a telephone call, not the computer, would be effective in that way. That would be my only concern about that non-picking up of the trash.
Yeah, situational communication. Yep.
Yeah.
why I like
Those
that
people
we're
wouldn't
not
be
doing
on
that.
Facebook.
Yeah.
All right, well, if we like this, we should probably vote on it. So I would entertain some action here.
Make a motion to accept the amended regulations.
I'll second.
Okay, so just to clarify, we have a motion to accept Section K, the amendments.
K.
Awesome. And a second from Jason. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Great. As you can see, there are other changes in here. I didn't ask for these changes to be written. So a couple of things need to be addressed in here, and we're going to work on those. We can come back and look at this again.
Okay.
There's just a couple of things that aren't up to date before we can look at everything in here. It's all mainly just verbiage and cleaning things up and making it look neat, but I'm going to give that a little more time before we look at them. All right. Moving on. COVID-19 update. Chris, do you have a COVID-19 update?
So we have boosters available, along with the flu vaccine. That's the first update. Second is, if anybody hasn't noticed, the USPS is offering free at-home test kits again. I already ordered them and received them, so that seems to be working. I think they do 2 boxes per household, which I think each have 2 tests in it, so you get 4. And we have exhausted our supply of test kits that we had for free, but we just ordered more from the state, so we should have them again shortly.
Do you have a time frame? How long do they normally take to come? Do you know?
It all depends on the state. When they offered them out the first time, we got them pretty quick. Well, now where they are, I would guess a week or to 2, but
Okay. And I'm sorry, you probably covered this one of the meetings that I wasn't here, but how do you get the USPS ones? How does the community reach out and get those 2 free boxes?
USPS.com.
USPS.com.
Yep. We'll post a link on our social media, but again, that's a limited audience, but USPS.com is.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? Any other questions? Nope. Okay. Moving on, vote to approve the minutes of August 19th and September 16th. Those have been attached or emailed out earlier today. You have to abstain from this one. Do I have any action or discussion on those?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from August 19th.
Motion to approve the minutes from August 19th. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Jason. All in favor? Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those are accepted.
You're good. Keep going.
Okay. What about the minutes of the 16th?
I'd make a motion to approve September 16th minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes from September 16th. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay. Opposed?
Sorry.
Those
Multitasking.
are accepted. Shocked that wouldn't have been unanimous. All right. Moving on. Health agent report. Health agent?
All right. So you see there's a list of inspections. We did Omoto Gardens, Subway, Abington House of Pizza, Sorrel, Deanne's, both 7-Eleven on Brockton Ave and Bedford, and Your Convenience Store. The 7-Eleven on Bedford and Your Convenience Store are scheduled for a re-inspect. The others were fine. No priority violations issued since the last meeting. We got a complaint in the office about a dumpster placed on grass in between two apartment buildings, which is a violation of our dumpster regulations. Recalled it was a temporary replacement because there was some repaving going on. That situation's been resolved.
It moved it, yeah.
Yep. And then just a list of training or conferences that I attended since the last meeting. We went to the quarterly meeting of the Mass Health Officers Association. They had a presentation on food safety and emergency response, which mostly focused on the Lawrence gas fires and how that affected eating establishments up there. Did a webinar on understanding and applying integrated pest management methods. As we know, rats continue to be a big issue, not only for Abington, but for most South Shore communities. So I'm just trying to keep abreast of whatever developments are out there to try to deal with it, which mostly seem to be education.
Did they talk about contrapest at all?
No, but I did happen to see on the news this morning, Boston has been using it with some degree of success. It's very, very hands-on. You have to continue doing it.
A lot of manpower.
Yeah, we did a limited pilot and didn't really meet a lot of success with it. If people are interested in it on their own, it's definitely an alternative to poison, which is always good.
How long do we do that for?
It was over the summer. We had a limited supply and we used up what we had. Also took a webinar on applying a public health approach to problem gambling, which is considered a public health crisis. And then attended the MEMA's ICS 300 last week. And then next week I'll be attending the Yankee Conference, which is the Mass Environmental Health Association's annual conference in Mystic, Connecticut. 3 exciting days of bed bugs and rats, mostly. So
Very nice.
Bed bugs, you said?
yep.
Bed bugs and rats.
And rats.
Oh my.
Right. Any questions for our health agent on the report? None? Moving on. Public comment? Public? No comment? All right. Correspondence. Does the board or the health department have any correspondence to share?
We haven't received any lately, but we sent out quite a few. It's that time of year for re-permitting. Massachusetts state law requires that if you have an annual permit that you reapply 30 days prior to expiration. So to be proactive, we have mailed out applications and a cover letter to all of our food establishments, our septic haulers, our trash haulers, our body art, our tanning, and I think that's it.
I got mine.
You got yours? Yeah.
I didn't open it yet.
Nothing exciting in there. We had been emailing and some places weren't getting them, so there was some expense involved, but we decided to do a mailing to everybody so they have a physical application in hand. So just a reminder to people to get it in. The town has set the penalty for late applications is double the application fee. So that's why we're getting it out now and hopefully not whacking anyone with double charge. That's it.
All right.
All right.
Any other correspondence to share? No. I will take this opportunity to say that we also sent correspondence to the Board of Selectmen notifying them of our vacancy last Tuesday. Actually, nope, 2 weeks ago. So 2 Tuesdays ago. So that is on their desk. They will need to post that and there'll be a whole process. So I guess just on top of our regular meetings, we will at some point in the future, end of October, beginning of November maybe, need to meet jointly with the Board of Selectmen to fill that vacancy. So be on the lookout for that. That'll just be another Monday night. It'll be an off Monday night from when we usually meet, but we'll need to be at that. We'll vote as one big board, the 5 of them, 4 of us, to fill who that vacancy is going to be. So just keep that in mind. Keep on the lookout. We'll notify you when that is. On the window.
It's already posted?
Oh, well, they haven't met since we notified them, so if that's already in the window, I'd be shocked. But we'll figure that out. All right, that is the end of our agenda. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn from Katie,
I'll second.
second from Jason. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. We are adjourned.